boys and girls. I couldn't wait to open the story box with you again. Are you ready? See, there indeed is another story ready for us. And the story is taking us to the country that has a maple leaf on its flag. Do you know where we are going? Correct, to Canada. And in Canada, there lives a boy called Joshua. Joshua's age is the double of the number 6. So how old is he? Yes, 12. Joshua loves music. He started playing the piano when he was 4. Later he chose guitar and also the flute. Now the time was coming for Joshua to go to the music school for big children. So his teacher, Mr. Murphy, was preparing him for the graduation concert. Joshua was practicing very hard. With 3 days still to go, Mr. Murphy was satisfied. Joshua, you are doing so well with all your instruments. The concert could be even tonight. But Joshua was not so confident. I can't do it, he said to his mom after that class. I don't want to do it. I don't want to play at the concert. Why not? Asked Mom. What if I play a wrong note? People will laugh at me. What if I forget altogether what to play? All the other kids will pick on me even at school. What if my hands shake and I won't play very well? Mr. Murphy will be so disappointed with me. The closer the concert, the worse Joshua felt. His heart was beating fast, his palms were sweaty, and he hardly could sleep. All those signs were telling his mom that he was very anxious. On the day of the concert, Joshua could not even look at his instruments. He couldn't eat. Having a warm bath did not help. Taking 10 deep breaths did not work. So Mom decided to give Joshua's teacher a call. Mr. Murphy, I'm afraid Joshua will not be able to play tonight. He has been very anxious. Oh, poor Joshua, said Mr. Murphy. Playing at a concert can be very stressful, but please, let him come and sit in the audience. Watching the graduation concert from the audience, Joshua was relaxed again, but he also felt he was missing out. One by one, all his friends played. At the end, the school band presented the final piece, but Joshua's chair was empty. After the concert, Mr. Murphy went to find Joshua. Oh, here you are, he said in a friendly tone. I trust you enjoyed the concert. I did, said Joshua. And did you notice when Nick made that big mistake? No, I didn't. Oh, it seems no one really noticed, and no one laughed at him either, said Mr. Murphy. And did you see how Arya and Oliver stopped because they could not remember how their pieces continued? Mr. Murphy also asked. Yes, the audience gave them a big applause to support them. That was great. Arya started again and she finished with no problems. Oliver decided to leave the stage. Will you laugh at them when you see them at school tomorrow? Surely not, Joshua said hastily. Well, I'm glad, Joshua, you've seen all those moments, because these things happen at concerts many times. Even the best players make mistakes, or sometimes they forget. Now, I have something for you. Mr. Murphy handed Joshua a rubber band and a small folded paper. Think about it and bring these to our class tomorrow. Next day, the rubber band and the small folded paper were in Joshua's hand. Mr. Murphy, I've been thinking really hard, but I don't know why you gave these to me. As you are now going to the big children's music school, remember this, Mr. Murphy started to explain. When you take a rubber band and you release it, it does only this. It falls to the ground. Look. But if you take a rubber band and you stretch it, look what happens when you release it. It flies. Yes, it flies. And this is what happens to us on our big days, days of concerts, competitions, or exams. We feel stretched like this rubber band, and it is not a pleasant feeling at all. Will I do well? Will I not? We are stressed. We are anxious. You experienced that before the concert last night. But by being stretched, by overcoming those unpleasant moments, we grow and become more confident each time. Without those moments, we cannot fly. Without those moments, we just drop. Oh, I now understand. Joshua liked what Mr. Murphy just taught him. And this little piece of paper, what does that mean? It says my name, but those numbers, that's not my birth date. Well, in this case, Joshua does not refer to your name, Mr. Murphy smiled. Joshua is also a book in the Bible. 1 means chapter 1 in that book, and 9 is verse 9 in that chapter. Opening his Bible, Mr. Murphy read Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. This is what God said to another Joshua long time ago, and I want to tell that to you as you are leaving our school today. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Mr. Murphy, we don't have a Bible at home, said Joshua. You can have this one if you want. So Joshua left Mr. Murphy's music school with his guitar on his back, a rubber band, and a small folded paper in his pocket, and a Bible in his hand. At home, he read the whole book of Joshua and learned a lot about courage. Soon he started to pray that God will also be with him wherever he goes. A year later, Joshua's new music school was holding a concert. Mr. Murphy was sitting in the audience wondering, will Joshua play tonight? What do you think, boys and girls? Did he play? Yes. Joshua played all his 3 instruments. Mr. Murphy could see that he was nervous at the beginning, but after a few tones, he was flying like a rubber band, and Mr. Murphy was so proud. As you grow, boys and girls, you also will experience days and situations that will make you feel anxious. Or maybe you already know what it feels like to be anxious, to be stretched like a rubber band. Giving up in those moments, you will just fall to the ground. But facing those moments and going through them, you will grow and gain confidence. You will learn to fly. And in all those moments, God is there telling you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So before any occasion comes that will make you feel anxious, Make yourself a poster with the words of Joshua chapter 1 verse 9. Decorate it in your own way with stickers and coloring pens and pencils, but make sure you also use rubber band as a part of your decoration. And when the big day comes, pray and ask God to help you to overcome your anxious feelings. And then I'm sure you will fly. So may God bless you, my little friends, as you grow to be strong and courageous. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.